When many people reach retirement, they feel like they just want to slow down, maybe even hibernate for a while.
Yeah, that's what we did. We hibernated. We actually traveled the world. We didn't get lazy, that's for sure. But when retirement does free you from the 9 to 5 grind, which is great, but it also brings the challenge of filling your days with meaningful activities. So many retirees struggle with all of this sudden shift from a structured career to open-ended days, and I don't know what to do.
If you fail to actively engage in your retirement, this can really lead you to a sedentary lifestyle. And we've seen that with a few of our clients. And that doesn't serve anyone well. So be aware of extending this downtime for a little too long. I mean, I could use a little downtime.
I could use a little downtime as well.
Yeah?
I think we could use some downtime away from each other. What do you think? Is that true? No?
I would love to hear your comments on that.
What do you mean? We do need downtime.
Everyone does. But you have to be careful not to extend it too long.
Right. So what we want you to do today, listen to these tips and implement them right away, because the worst thing that you can be is feeling lazy, not knowing what to do, which leads to loneliness, insecurity, poor health, and all of that. So pay attention here today, because we really want to get you guys up and out and moving so that you have a fulfilling and active retirement.
And just so you know, this topic came from one of our viewers who actually said, hey, can you do something that can help me not be lazy? So we do read the comments, we do listen, so bring them on.
And if you're new here, I'm Mark, and this is my wife, Jody.
And we don't focus on the financial aspects of retirement, but rather lifestyle, health, relationships, and more.
So please hit the subscribe button. But more importantly for us, it would be great. We would be honored if you would share this video or any video with someone that you care about who's on their retirement journey as well. So who do we know who's lazy in their retirement?
Well, I'm not going to call somebody out on it.
We're going to call them up and do a live interview.
No. But, it happens. And you might know people, or you might yourself sometimes feel like, wow, where did that day go? Or where did those couple of days go? Or where did that week go, right? What did I do today? What did I do that was meaningful and fulfilling? And you're waiting for it to come to your doorstep. I think the purpose of this is you have to go out and create.
And I'm curious, I'd love people to leave comments below about what your typical day looks like when you have a lazy day, and what your day looks like when you don't have a lazy day. I mean, I'm thinking about tomorrow, which is Saturday, and we don't really have any plans. So that easily could be a lazy day. What does that look like? For me, we talk about this a lot. I need a list of things to do. I need a list of places to go. I need some projects. But it could be reading for an hour. It could be going to the beach. But a lazy day...
But you're different, because you need to, you wake up and the first thing on your mind is, what's the plan for the day?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't wake up and want to know what the plan is for a Saturday that they're just going to kind of give to themselves.
Well, here's the thing. We can easily fill our day with any number of things so that it's not feeling lazy. Mm-hmm. And we also can have a lazy day, which is fine. But if you're in a position where you're getting up every single day and you don't really know what you want to do, you don't know how to do it, and you're feeling lazy, doing that for a long period of time is definitely unhealthy. So we want to help you with that today.
Definitely.
By the way, we're going to put a link below, one of our free downloads, 25 part-time jobs for retirees. Because one of the things you can think about doing, I think we talk about this, is actually getting a part-time job.
Right.
To give you a reason to get up. But the first thing we want to talk to you about today to prevent you from having a lazy life is establishing a routine. This is really critical. And some people say, you guys plan too much. Well, you need to have a routine, or you're just going to waddle around and not really have any structure.
Did you just say you're going to waddle around?
Waddle around.
Creating a daily routine definitely can bring you structure and some balance with your leisure activities while you're also being productive. Designating special times or specific times to exercise or to do your hobbies or to socialize or to read, or to have some quiet time or some alone time. You can schedule that and call that your routine. Routine doesn't need to mean that you're filling every minute with like an ing, running, shopping, walking, talking, you can fill your routine with quiet time as well.
You can, but I think that the most important routine to establish, the most important routine to have in your life in retirement is your morning routine.
That's what you think.
I know it's the most important. And that could mean you get up, have coffee, and watch TV, but there's a routine.
Right.
But you don't watch TV for 3 hours. So there's an end to that. So, and honestly, if you can exercise any time of the day, if you have the ability to do that, that's great. But if you can't, put it in the morning so that you do get your exercise in.
I also think it's important, though, in the routine to schedule kind of your meals at regular times.
That's true.
And I actually do agree with you. Morning routine can start the day off in a real positive way. But I also think your nighttime routine is very important. You know, your bedtime, your wind down, I love a hot cup of tea. I like to read before I go to bed. I don't love to watch TV till the last minute. So I think your nighttime routine. So I guess you're right. Routine is good.
Okay. Number 2, setting realistic goals. So if you think about things like exercise, and we're big fans of exercise, goals keep you motivated and focused, whether it's like learning a new skill or staying fit, but you want to break it into smaller, achievable steps. So we're now at this new gym. We go 5 days a week. And
I only go 4.
Well, because you play golf one day. Our goal simply is to go to class 5 days or 4 days a week. It's not to lose weight. It's not confused with anything else other than go to the class, do the exercise, and be grateful that we did it and feel good about how we feel afterwards when we're sore.
And especially if you were a goals person during your career, it is great to have these goals that are meaningful and exciting to you so you can track your progress, stay motivated, and celebrate your victories.
Right. Even as small as they are, celebrate your victories along the way.
Number 2 is set realistic goals.
Okay, number 3, which it sounds like we're beating this like a dead horse, but engage in physical activity. It is the most important thing. I'm going to say it again. In as many videos as you watch, you're going to hear me say the number one thing that you need to do in your retirement phase is exercise. You need to move because so much goodness comes out of that.
And even if you move your body 20 minutes at a clip, 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes midday, and 20 minutes at the end of the day, that's an hour's worth of exercise. Yeah. Even just moderate exercise that you gradually increase in intensity, Yeah. And I know in our neighborhood, there's a lot of exercise with friends that go on, whether it's playing pickleball or going for a walk to the beach, but it provides both exercise as well as the social interaction.
Right.
And I think a lot of times physical activity can be linked to that social interaction that we're all looking for at this stage of life.
Don't be lazy. Plan your morning. Get out and get some activity, get some exercise, and you will not feel lazy because you're going to be moving. One of the other things you can do if you're feeling lazy, you're not sure what to do, find a hobby. And a lot of people say, well, I don't have a hobby, I don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. There's something that you used to do as a kid maybe, or before you got really busy with your life that you could re-engage, painting, whatever it might be. Or volunteer.
Yeah.
But this is something you can do to undo the laziness factor and get out and do something.
It also, exploring hobbies that align with your interest and passions really bring you into centers again or groups of people that cause you to form maybe new relationships or enhance the relationships that you have. So, oftentimes when you're lazy, you're lonely, you're isolated, and you're alone because a lot of people aren't lazy together.
Right.
So, if you're lazy and alone, it's on you to get up and get moving and explore some hobbies, find your people, and, allocate specific times of the week to do those activities. Again, back to that routine.
Well, speaking of routine, this is number 5. The 5th thing you can do to ward off laziness is find a way to practice mindfulness and meditation. And before you exit this video, let me tell you that 5 years ago when I started meditating, if you'd asked me the day before, I would have said, absolutely not, I'll never meditate. Now I do it nearly every single day, and you do it a lot as well. It really helps you stay grounded and focused, and it really reduces the urge to procrastinate, which is a sign of laziness. I'll take care of it tomorrow. So my morning routine is exercise, journaling, meditation, coffee with you. Mm-hmm. Exercise,
Well, you read the papers.
meditation,
You got to put that in there.
journaling.
Yeah.
But the mindfulness piece really has been so
Excuse me.
helpful.
Yep. Okay, the sixth thing is cultivating social connections. We've kind of intertwined that into some of these other ones, but building and maintaining social relationships keep you engaged and mentally active. You know, regularly scheduled meetups with friends or families or joining clubs that, you know, align with your interest to meet new people are all ways to cultivate these social connections and prohibit you from being lazy. When someone's calling you saying, hey, are you going to this? Are you doing this? Have you signed up for pickleball? Are you going, you know, to the next, you know, arts council meeting? You know, I mean, when someone else is calling you, then you tend to be less lazy.
Have some intention.
Right.
And do it.
Right.
And go with them and try something new. You know, that's the seventh thing is learn something new. Whether it's going to, our neighbor across the street goes to the Arts Council. Every week down there she's done drawing, oil
Pottery.
painting, watercolor painting, and pottery.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, she's never going to be a great artist or potterer, whatever the word is. But it keeps her from being lazy. It gets her out of the house.
Right.
She meets people, keeps the mind sharp, and you add some excitement to your life.
Yeah, one of the areas that we don't do as well down here that I felt like we did better in Connecticut was like attending lectures or seminars or talks or things at the community centers. You know, we need to challenge ourselves, I
Right.
know, to get out there into some brain stimulating activities or, you know, different groups. You know, I'd love to have us both jump into learning Spanish, for example.
I know, we talk about that a lot. But
And, you know, we just haven't quite figured it out, but that could be something for next year.
Yep. Well, the tips we've shared today are more than just ideas. They're really stepping stones for you to have a more active, fulfilling, and purposeful retirement.
Start small and stay consistent. And remember that every effort you make is a step towards a better retirement.
So you've earned this time. Now make the most of it. Make the most of your retirement. Embrace the change, enjoy the journey, and watch as you transform from laziness into active, and your life will be filled with growth, joy, and discovery. And if you like this video, where do you see this next one? Why is everyone so tired in retirement? It's absolutely one of our most popular videos, so you need to watch this next. Talks about having too much downtime, how poor nutrition runs into this, not getting good sleep, lack of routine, and underlying health issues. Go to your doctor, that's a big thing. So watch this video next.